Hey everyone, welcome into an all-new episode of the American Mailbag alongside Andy Gresh. I'm Haley Outen. Andy kind of brings a tear to my eye. It's the last official week of the Mailbag in the studio.
I know, and there's going to be a lot of people and a lot of American outposts who will have no one to yell at anymore. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Hopefully we can get a few fan questions in at the
Let's hope
championships
so.
game. But all right, let's look ahead to this week. So question from Roman Cleary. He says, who do you have winning the game Friday between Memphis and Cincinnati? I know you probably have Cincinnati because you hate Memphis.
No, I know, which is ridiculous. And I think I was talking to Memphis last week here. But look, I think Memphis wins this game. And for Cincinnati, it's interesting, Haley, because if they win, they know they're going to host, and then they may end up being matched up against Memphis again. So there's the whole, you want to make sure you win the conference championship game, but you don't want to play all your cards. And if you've got some players that are injured, for Luke Fickell, do they look at it and say, we must have this game on our home turf? Or is it, hey, I got to get this guy rested because the game next week matters more than the one we're playing here at the end of the regular season? So there are some real tugs and pulls here from the Cincinnati end.
All right, well, the only other team outside of those two that has any hopes left in playing in that championship game is Navy. So next question from Dave Connell. What magical dance do I have to do for Cincinnati to beat Memphis so that Navy will go to the championship?
Well, we have to remember that Navy has to handle their business as well in beating Houston to be able to go. But look, since he can beat Memphis, there's no question, Haley. I just think that for Memphis, there's the whole little more to play for because if they guarantee their way in with a victory, whereas if they lose, it's all kind of up to chance and they need some help themselves. But look, in terms of Navy, they've done all they can done. Now they have to wait and see how the chips fall because Navy is that team that ends up needing some help. And look, they had a great win against SMU over the weekend, and it's just, we'll see. I mean, I don't think Navy's done anything wrong here. It's just a matter of maybe there's one team that's just one loss better than them.
Yeah, that one loss to Memphis earlier in the season kind of haunting them here in the final week. Let's talk about UCF from James Cox. If you were Josh Heupel, who's your starting quarterback next year? Is it Mackenzie Milton, Dylan Gabriel, or Darryl Mack?
Well, I think if Mackenzie Milton comes back and proves that he's healthy, then it probably should be his job. But otherwise, I'm going Dylan Gabriel with the way he's played this year and the fact that UCF has really groomed him. But there's really only the Mackenzie Milton factor in there. I don't think anybody else is going to bump Dylan Gabriel out of that starting spot. But boy, if Mac Milton can go, it's hard not to give him the job back.
All right, from Josh Evans, the Liberty Bowl will be packed this Friday with another nationally televised game. Do you think Memphis's popularity will help make the American Conference stronger?
There's no question, and I think they're becoming a name brand. A lot like UCF has built themselves. Cincinnati is back in the national spotlight. We almost expect Memphis to be there every year. That level of consistency combined with that university's notoriety, I think they're one of the shining lights in the American.
Yeah, that Memphis-Cincinnati game, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC Friday. From Brian Nubby Turnbow, do you think with Mike Norvell's success, Memphis will eventually make a statue out of him?
Whoa, let's slow the roll on the whole statue making, because if Jerry Lawler doesn't have one in Memphis, then Mike Norvell can't have one. I'll leave it at that. But in all seriousness, I think Mike Norvell is going to be one of these guys that Memphis is going to have to try to entice to keep him. And I don't know if a statue will be able to get the job done, but
tempting.
It is tempting. I mean, that would be pretty amazing. But look, Norvell's done a great job, and I think what Memphis has proven is that you get a good coach in there, they have everything infrastructure-wise within that program to be consistently good year after year.
All right, last question of the regular season from Juan Prado. If you remember Juan, he was the only fan this year that, truthfully, I've ever seen stump you.
Yeah.
So he asked you to give one word per team, and we went team by team, and you struggled to find
one word's tough,
yes.
yeah.
So from Juan, he says, let's try this again. Describe each team in the American and who's going to come out on top. So I guess two questions there.
Sure,
Start with
that's
that one.
okay.
Who's going to come out on top?
I think Memphis ends up winning not only this weekend, but Memphis ends up winning the conference championship.
Okay, so back to the team by team thing. This is actually going to challenge me too. We're going to see if I can rattle off.
If you can rattle off.
Actually have them written down. So, but he's giving you unlimited words this time around, which is pretty cool. And he did use the hashtag needy.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the one word thing was much, much tougher than I thought.
All right, do you want to give it a go?
Yeah, here we go.
All right, let's go out with a bang here. All right, Memphis.
Conference champions.
Navy.
Could have been conference champions. Win head-to-head. Got to win those head-to-heads.
Cincinnati.
Boy, what a great year. And I hope fans aren't disappointed at where they may end up. Because if they don't end up in a New Year's Six Bowl, I hope people don't look at that and say, that wasn't good enough for us. They've had a heck of a year.
UCF.
UCF is the sleeping giant in a lot of ways. I know they had a couple of losses, but a lot like those Cincinnati fans, I hope UCF fans aren't like, oh, what a terrible year. They've had a great season.
Temple.
Temple on the rise. Rod Carey, really good job, Coach of the Year candidate.
All right, Tulane.
Tulane, Willie Fritz has got him going in the right direction, but is there a glass ceiling that they have to break through?
SMU.
SMU is there, ripe to be big.
Houston.
I'm confounded by Houston. I know they're going to recruit a quarterback. I don't know what's going on with De'Aaron King. I think they're recruiting defense. Maybe a 9-win team next year.
USF.
USF will rebound big next season with 7 wins.
ECU.
ECU is on the rise. I love me some Mike Houston.
Tulsa.
I feel bad. I do. I feel for the people of Tulsa and those fans because it feels like they're constantly slipping on the proverbial college football banana peel.
UConn.
Bye.
I think I got them all right.
That was very good. Yeah, I was looking on my little list here, and you nailed it.
It's kind of a nice way to put the bow on
there you
each
go.
team here as we head into the final week.
Very good, Juan.
All right, for the last time, who wins our pair of Adidas shoes?
Oh, this one's easy.
This one's easy?
Yeah, this one's easy in part because of the name Brian Nubby Turnbow. Because who knows? He might need size 5s because he's got nubby little feet, or maybe he's got gigantic feet. I don't know. So we're really going to test our friends at Adidas in terms of giving Nubby Turnbow some shoes.
We will not disclose that information.
Oh, I want to know. You know what, Nubby? Send me a DM then and tell me what size it is. Because I want to know the whole Nubby thing. I'm intrigued.
All right. Well, congratulations, Brian. It's been such a fun ride, the Mailbag this year. Great addition to our weekly content.
And even though people think I hate their team, I really don't. I just don't give you what you want all the time.
Well, there will be hopefully another chance next week, wherever we head to the championship game. So keep an eye out to submit your questions there. But for now, we'll look forward to an all-new episode of the American Huddle on Wednesday night before we break off for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Good times. All right. Have a great rest of your week. On behalf of Andy Gresham, Haley out, and we'll see you then.